Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me carefully because what I'm about to say could change your life forever. Maybe you've been praying, hoping, waiting, asking God in your quiet moments for a breakthrough. Maybe your heart has been heavy with disappointment and your spirit feels weary from doors that seemed to close before you even had a chance to step through. But I'm here to tell you today, right now, that the God who sees your heart, the God who knows every tear you've cried, the God who has not forgotten you, is about to open a door you've been praying for. This is not a coincidence. This is not luck. This is divine timing, and you must not miss it. You've prayed. You've hoped. You've even cried out in despair, asking God, why haven't you answered me yet? But I want you to know today that the delay was not a denial. The silence was not a rejection. God's timing is perfect, and His plans are higher than your plans. He has been preparing this moment, shaping your heart, refining your character, so that when the door opens, you are ready to walk through it with faith, courage, and joy. Too often, we miss the doors God opens because we're looking at what's behind the door instead of what's ahead. We see obstacles, we see risks, we see our own weaknesses and fears. But God calls us to step forward, not with fear, but with faith. Remember, the door He opens is not just an opportunity, it is an assignment. It is a calling. It is a moment where heaven and earth meet, and your life will never be the same again. Think for a moment about the prayers you've whispered in the dark, the dreams you've held close to your heart. Maybe it's a breakthrough in your career, a healing in your body, a restoration in a relationship, or a sense of purpose that has eluded you. God is saying today, I am ready to move. I am ready to bless. I am ready to answer your prayers. But hear this, a door in God's hand is not a door to ignore. It requires action. It requires courage. It requires obedience. You cannot stand frozen by fear, hesitation, or doubt. You cannot bargain with God's timing. You must be ready to step forward, to trust that the one who opens doors is faithful to provide everything you need to walk through them victoriously. Some of you have waited so long, you've almost given up. You've thought your prayers were in vain. You've thought your dreams were too far gone. But I'm here to remind you, God's door is not about what you've done or what you've failed to do. It's about His love for you, His faithfulness, and His perfect plan. And when that door opens, it will change everything: your heart, your family, your future, your destiny. So today, I challenge you to prepare. Prepare your heart. Prepare your mind. Prepare your hands to step through the door God is opening for you. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt make you turn around. Don't let pride or past mistakes keep you from the blessing God has for you. This is your moment. This is your time. God is about to do what only He can do. He is about to move in ways you never imagined. And when you step through that door, you will look back and say, I knew it. I trusted Him, and He was faithful. Let this be the day you open your heart fully, the day you trust completely, the day you take that step of faith. God is calling you forward. He is about to open a door you prayed for. Don't miss this. Walk boldly. Walk faithfully. Walk knowing that the God who opens doors will never leave you standing in the doorway. Conclusion: if you've been waiting, if you've been hoping, if you've been believing, know this: your breakthrough is here. The door is opening. God is moving. Your prayers are being answered. Step through with faith, with courage, and with joy, because the life you've been longing for is waiting on the other side. Don't let this moment pass you by. God is ready. Will you step through? You've waited. You've prayed. You've cried out in the silence of your room, in the darkness of your heart, wondering if God has forgotten you. You've watched others step through doors you thought were meant for you. You've seen dreams that once seemed alive with hope fade into disappointment, and you've asked yourself, why is it taking so long? But today, I want you to hear something that will change the way you see every moment of waiting in your life. God's timing is perfect. Not a moment too early, not a moment too late. Every delay you've experienced, every no you thought you received, every door that seemed to close in your face, it was God shaping you, preparing you, making sure that when the right moment comes, you will be ready to receive what He has promised. God is never late. He is never careless. His eyes are upon you, and His heart beats in rhythm with your prayers. There is a divine plan behind every pause in your life, every season where you feel as if nothing is happening. That pause is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is molding. It is the hand of God crafting your faith, your character, your courage, so that when the door opens, you do not stumble. You see, many of us would rush into opportunity if it came too soon. But God's wisdom knows what we do not. He knows the trials we must endure, the lessons we must learn, and the strength we must gain so that we walk through the door not as weak children of circumstance, but as victorious sons and daughters of the Almighty. And I want you to understand something crucial. God's timing is not just about what you see or what you want. It is about what He knows you need. He sees the whole picture. He knows the unseen battles, the hidden blessings, the eternal purpose behind every trial. He knows the moment when your heart, your spirit, and your faith will be strong enough to grasp what He has prepared. So do not despair. Do not turn away. Do not let impatience steal what God has been working on for you. This is the moment to trust. This is the moment to believe. The door you've been praying for is not late. It is coming at the perfect hour. And when it comes, it will not only answer your prayers, but surpass your wildest expectations. God's timing is perfect, and He will never fail you. He will never be behind. Every second of waiting has purpose. Every tear has value. Every moment of doubt is being transformed into a moment of triumph. And when the time comes, you will step through that door with the certainty that God is faithful, that He sees you, and that His timing was never a mistake. Faith is the key that unlocks the door God has been preparing for you. I want you to hear me clearly. Without faith, that door will remain closed. No matter how many prayers you have prayed, no matter how long you have waited, no matter how desperately your heart longs for a breakthrough, faith is not just believing that God can. Faith is believing that He will, and then stepping forward when everything inside you says, I'm not ready, or I can't do this. You see, faith is more than a feeling. Faith is a decision. It is a choice to trust God when the path is unclear, when the promises seem distant, when the storms around you are raging. Faith opens the door because it says to God, I trust you. I will step forward even when I cannot see the end. I will walk where you lead. Too many people wait for perfect conditions before they act. They wait for the fear to disappear, the doubts to vanish, or the path to be smooth. But God never calls us to wait for perfection. He calls us to step out with faith. Think of Abraham, who left his home and family, not knowing where he was going simply because God said, go. Think of Moses, who faced Pharaoh with nothing but God's promise in his heart. Think of the disciples who left everything behind to follow the Savior, trusting in Him alone. Each of these stories is a reminder that faith does not look at what is impossible. Faith looks at who is God. Faith opens the door not because we are strong, not because we are ready, but because God is faithful. And I want you to understand this. Your door is not going to open by chance. It will open because your faith calls it forth. Faith moves mountains. Faith parts seas. Faith causes heaven to bend toward the prayers of those who believe. When you step forward in faith, God responds. When you take that first trembling step, He meets you there. He strengthens your hands. He calms your fears. He illuminates the path you cannot yet see. Faith is active. Faith is courageous. Faith does not wait for circumstances to change. It changes your circumstances because it brings heaven to earth. Do not be afraid to act on what you believe God has promised. Do not wait for someone else to tell you it's time. Do not let hesitation, doubt, or fear hold you back. Step forward in faith, even if it feels risky, even if it feels uncomfortable. God's door is opening, and He is calling you to walk through. The moment you respond with faith, everything begins to shift. The chains that held you back begin to break. The doors that were locked start to swing wide open. Faith opens the door because it honors God. Faith opens the door because it trusts His timing. Faith opens the door because it recognizes that God is not only able to do the impossible, He is already doing it for you. Obedience is the bridge between prayer and blessing. I want you to hear me, because this is where many hearts falter. God has promised great things for you, doors that no one else can open, opportunities that defy human logic, miracles that only He can bring. But there is a condition, a divine key that unlocks every blessing, and that key is obedience. You see, God does not bless in rebellion. He does not open doors for those who insist on going their own way. Obedience is not a suggestion. It is the pathway to experiencing the fullness of God's promises. When God calls you to act, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it doesn't make sense, even when fear tells you to stop, that is the moment that separates those who receive from those who miss it. Many times we pray for God to move in our lives, and yet we hesitate to step out in obedience. We want the blessings, but we do not want the cost. We want the miracle, but we do not want the change. We want the door to open, but we want to walk our own path instead. But God's ways are higher than our ways, and His plans are far beyond what we can imagine. When He calls, it is not for punishment, it is for provision. When He directs, it is not for control, it is for your protection. When He instructs, it is not for limitation, it is for liberation. Obedience unlocks the blessings because it aligns your heart with His. It opens your life to His guidance. It positions you to receive what only He can give. I want you to think about the stories of the Bible because they are full of this truth. Noah obeyed when he was called to build an ark, even when it made no sense to anyone else. The Israelites obeyed when they marched around Jericho and the walls fell. Mary obeyed when she accepted the call to carry the Savior of the world. Each act of obedience brought life-changing blessings, not because the people were perfect, not because they had all the answers, but because they trusted God enough to do what He asked. That same principle applies to your life today. Every door God is preparing for you is tied to your willingness to obey. Every blessing you've been praying for is waiting for your steps of faith in action. Do not delay. Do not resist. Do not let pride, fear, or doubt hold you back. Obedience is not always easy. It may challenge you. It may stretch you. It may push you into places you never imagined you could go. But God promises that every act of obedience brings favor, protection, and blessing. Every step you take in alignment with His will, every moment you say, "Yes, Lord, I will do it," is a step closer to the door He has prepared. Do not underestimate the power of obedience. It is not a small thing. It is the unlocking of heaven. It is the key that turns prayer into provision. It is the bridge that leads you from longing to fulfillment. God's blessings are ready. Are you ready to obey? Fear is one of the greatest thieves of blessing, one of the most cunning enemies that will try to keep you from walking through the door God has prepared for you. I want you to hear me today because so many of God's children have stood on the threshold of destiny and turned back, not because God was not faithful, not because the door was not open, but because fear whispered lies into their hearts. Fear will say, "You're not ready. It's too risky. You will fail. And even God doesn't see you." But I am here to tell you today that fear is a liar. Fear is the enemy's strategy to keep you from the blessings that God has already promised you. When fear rises, it is your signal to lean harder into faith, to trust deeper in the one who is bigger than your doubts, and to step forward when the enemy says to stand still. You see, fear is natural. It is part of being human. You are not weak for feeling afraid. But what makes the difference is what you do with it. Do not let it paralyze you. Do not let it convince you that you are alone. Do not let it convince you that God's timing is off or His plan is failing. Every step forward you take in obedience, every action you take despite trembling hands, every word you speak despite uncertainty, is a declaration that God is bigger than fear. Fear cannot stop the plans of God. Fear cannot close the doors He opens. Fear cannot silence the promise He has placed in your heart. I want you to remember the heroes of faith in the Scriptures. David faced Goliath not because he was fearless, but because he trusted in the living God. Daniel faced the lions not because he did not tremble, but because he knew that God's power was greater than the den. The disciples walked on water, not because the waves were calm, but because their eyes were fixed on the one who calls them out. Fear will always confront you, but God calls you to rise above it, to take the step that your heart knows you are meant to take, to walk boldly, not because fear is gone, but because your faith is stronger than it. Do not be distracted by fear. Do not waste your energy battling what is not real. The only power fear has is the power you give it. Instead, focus on the God who sees your heart, who knows your path, who holds the door of destiny open for you. Speak to your fear. Tell it that God is with you. Tell it that your prayers have been heard. Tell it that the breakthrough you have been waiting for is coming. Every step you take in faith, every act of courage, every decision to trust, when the heart trembles, weakens the power of fear and strengthens the presence of God in your life. Your door is opening. Your blessing is coming. Do not allow fear to stop you now. Step forward. Walk boldly. Trust fully. Fear will try to pull you back, but God is pulling you forward, and His strength will carry you through. I want you to listen carefully today, because this is a truth that can transform your heart and your life. Your prayers are heard. Every whispered word in the quiet of your room, every tear that falls in your pain, every desperate plea you've sent up to heaven, God has heard it all. Do not ever think that your prayers are too small, too insignificant, or too late. The God who holds the universe in His hands sees every heartbeat, every longing, every cry of your soul. He is not distant. He is not distracted. He is not unaware. Your prayers are powerful, and they are not wasted. Sometimes it may feel as though your prayers bounce off the ceiling, as though no one is listening. You may pray day after day, month after month, year after year, and see no sign, no answer, no breakthrough. And it is in those seasons of waiting that the enemy will whisper, God does not care. God does not see you. Your prayers are in vain. But I tell you today, those lies are from the father of lies. God hears you. He remembers you. He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect moment, the right timing, the door you have been praying for. He does not forget. He does not delay. He does not miss a single word. Think about the stories in Scripture. Hannah prayed for a child, and she poured her heart out before God. And even though it seemed as if her prayers went unheard, God had already answered, and Samuel was born. Elijah prayed, and fire fell from heaven. Jesus prayed, and Lazarus rose. The prayers of God's people are never empty. They are never meaningless. They are seeds planted in faith, and when God moves, they produce a harvest greater than anything you could imagine. And I want to tell you something important. God does not just hear your prayers. He responds in ways that you may not expect, in ways that may surprise you, in ways that exceed your imagination. Sometimes the answer comes immediately. Sometimes it comes after preparation, after testing, after growth. But it always comes. Every tear, every whisper, every cry reaches the throne of heaven, and it is treasured there. Your prayers are like gold, refined by hope, strengthened by faith, and stored up in heaven for the perfect moment. So do not give up. Do not stop praying. Do not lose heart. Keep speaking, keep believing, keep trusting, because God is listening. Your prayers have power. Your prayers have authority. Your prayers open doors that nothing else can open. And when you least expect it, when you are ready and your faith is steadfast, God will answer, and the door you've been longing for will swing wide open. The wait is not in vain. The tears are not wasted. The prayers are not ignored. God sees. God hears. God answers. Perseverance is the heartbeat of faith, the hidden pathway that leads to the miracles you have been praying for. I want you to hear this clearly today, because too many hearts give up just moments before their breakthrough. You see, God often works behind the scenes, molding, shaping, and preparing you in ways you cannot yet understand. The door you have been longing for may not open immediately, but that does not mean it will never open. The trials, the delays, the disappointments, they are not signs of God's absence. They are signs that He is preparing you, strengthening you, and ensuring that when the door finally opens, you are ready to walk through with victory. Many of us have experienced seasons of waiting where it felt like nothing was happening. You prayed, you hoped, you gave your heart, and yet the answer seemed distant. The enemy will try to convince you that all is lost, that your efforts are in vain, that your prayers are ignored. But I tell you today, this is the very moment to hold on tighter. This is the moment to persevere, because breakthrough often comes not at the beginning and not in the middle, but at the very point when your faith refuses to quit. The Bible is full of men and women who persevered, and their faith changed history. Joseph was sold into slavery and forgotten in prison, yet he persevered. Daniel remained steadfast in the lion's den. The Israelites marched around Jericho for 7 days, and the walls fell on the seventh. Every one of them knew the secret. Perseverance invites God's power to move. And you must understand this: perseverance is not passive. It is active. It is the decision to keep believing when your heart is tired. It is the choice to keep praying when your hands are weary. It is the courage to take step after step, even when the path is unclear, because you know the God who promised is faithful. Perseverance is the engine that drives miracles. It is the shield that protects your hope from being extinguished. It is the fuel that keeps your faith alive when storms rage around you. Without perseverance, blessings may be delayed. With perseverance, nothing can hold you back. Do not despise the struggle. Do not resent the wait. Do not lose hope, because God's timing is perfect. Every moment of perseverance strengthens your spirit. Every trial refines your character. Every test deepens your trust in the one who never fails. And when that breakthrough comes, it will be glorious. It will be worth every tear, every hardship, every sleepless night. The door God has been preparing for you will swing wide open, and you will step into a life that exceeds your greatest expectations. So hold on. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep moving forward, even when it is hard. Breakthrough is coming. Perseverance is your key. And God, who has never failed, will see you through to the victory He has promised. The moment has come for you to step boldly into your destiny. I want you to hear me, because this is the very turning point in your life. God has been preparing you, shaping you, refining you through trials, through waiting, through tears, and now the door is open. He has called you to move forward, not timidly, not hesitantly, but boldly, with faith and courage, knowing that the one who calls you is faithful. Too often we hesitate. Too often we shrink back because we are afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of what others might think. But God does not call you to shrink. He does not call you to hide. He calls you to rise, to walk in authority, to claim the destiny He has promised you. Boldness is not arrogance. Boldness is not recklessness. Boldness is a heart fully surrendered to God, a spirit fully confident in His promises, a soul that knows that the hand of the Almighty is upon it. When you step boldly, you are saying to the world, to the enemy, and to yourself, I trust in the God who has called me. I will not turn back. I will not delay. I will walk where He leads, and I will walk in victory. Every blessing, every opportunity, every breakthrough you have been praying for requires boldness. The door God has opened is not for the hesitant. It is for those who dare to believe, those who dare to act, those who dare to obey. I want you to remember the stories of those who walked boldly in faith. Joshua led the Israelites into the promised land, not with fear, but with courage that came from God. Esther faced a kingdom with a boldness that saved her people. Peter stepped out of the boat onto the stormy sea, trusting not in his own strength, but in the power of Jesus. Boldness always brings the favor of God because it honors Him, it trusts Him, and it acts on what He has spoken. When you step boldly, you align yourself with His will. You position yourself to receive the blessings He has prepared. You open the door to a future that is greater than you could ever imagine. Do not allow hesitation, doubt, or fear to hold you back any longer. Do not wait for everyone to understand. Do not wait for perfect timing. Do not wait for all circumstances to line up, because the perfect timing is now. God has opened the door, and He is calling you forward. Step boldly, step confidently, step with joy and expectation. The life you have been praying for, the destiny you have been longing to claim, the purpose that burns in your heart, all of it is on the other side of your courage. Your destiny is calling, and God will not fail you. Walk through the door He has opened. Walk with faith. Walk with boldness. Walk knowing that every step you take in obedience, in courage, and in trust brings heaven closer to your life. The blessings, the miracles, the breakthroughs are waiting. Step boldly, because God is with you, and He will never let you fall. This is your moment. This is your time. Step forward and claim the destiny He has promised. Now is the time to realize that God has not forgotten you. Every prayer, every tear, every longing in your heart has been seen by the Almighty. He has been preparing you, shaping you, and opening doors that no one else can open. The breakthroughs you have been waiting for, the opportunities you have been longing to claim, the blessings you have been hoping for, they are ready. But God calls you to step forward with faith, to act with obedience, to trust Him when fear tries to whisper lies in your ear. Do not hesitate. Do not doubt. Do not shrink back from the destiny He has prepared. Your moment has arrived. God's timing is perfect. Your prayers have been heard. Faith is the key. Obedience unlocks blessings. Perseverance strengthens your spirit. Boldness positions you to walk into everything He has promised. The door is open, and He is calling you to step through. Walk with courage. Walk with expectation. Walk with joy, knowing that the God who has never failed will never fail you now. Step forward today and embrace the life, the destiny, and the miracles that await you. God is moving, and He is faithful. This is your breakthrough. Do not miss it.